Hey, yo, it's Mr. Random Pop Culture News Freak here once again, aka Mr. as always, Random Wolverine. Of course, you guys are interested in introductions towards this channel. Follow my social media groups, this is Twitter, Instagram, freaking DeviantArt, once in a super extra rare wild, either Reddit was a super extra mega rare wild. Not too much. It's extremely rare I do it anymore. They're like fucking, what's it called, the other names, besides that one. Sometimes a little bit on the other ones I used to use a lot back in the day, like how Daily Motion I used to use back then. Freaking Newgrounds, once in a real extra while, yeah, definitely Newgrounds. And then of course my old school ones I used to see freaking like conspiracy theory stuff like Right Down, B Shoot, Odyssey, all of that good stuff. Still sometimes occasionally Twitter X, and once an extremely rare month or two, if I'm interested in looking at it, because I don't really like using it, but the only place I can get my information on there, if any of those other ones aren't available to me, either I'll see stuff from Yahoo News or TikTok, occasionally there. And of course, all the other good stuff. Anyways, other than that, this is your first time stumbling upon my channel. If any of you guys are brand new to this channel, it'd be nice if you come along with this journey. Come along, tag along. It's a wonderful adventure of doing a whole bunch of reaction video segment stuff from either video game industry news, manga news, or drama news, all the other good stuff. Like sometimes, occasionally, like indie developer news, sometimes video game industry trailer news, and of course stuff from either like live-action Hollywood movie trailers or animation stuff from Hollywood, or stuff from the smaller time peoples, like smaller indie shit. Other than that, in this case, any of my old school people or my really OG people out there, my old school original Watchmen, Women on the Wall, my subscribers, my original like old school fanboys, fangirls, freaking followers, my viewers, my watchers, my audience retention people, my digital family that have my back since day flipping one. Great if you guys can resubscribe to the channel again, but you never want to see me ever again unless it's a one and done thing. I get it, I understand. Totally under the water under the bridge. Totally cool with that. And totally calm, cool, chill, collective. Totally bright-eyed, bushy tail, completely understandable. It's totally gravy. It's all classy. It's all flashy. It's totally, completely, and totally all right and content. I'm zen with all that. I'm at peace with that. And those 70, 80, 90 million billion other people you guys can watch beside myself. Totally all right with that. Anyways, it has been a very long ass time since I watched anything like, I think it was not Marvel Riders, Overwatch related. So, gotta credit to my boy. I haven't given him credit to him in about a month, but absolute cool, let's go, motherfucker, and more really, really funny ass freaking dude. My boy Gore, the movie guy, another really cool reactor on the freaking YouTube site, obviously. Or else, besides, obviously, like the ones I said earlier, either Instagram, old school shitty, like original classic Facebook, or, I ain't gonna do that on there. I'd probably do it on Instagram, Twitter X, or where else besides, I guess Twitch, and then of course TikTok and all that too. Other than that, and of course the Kick app too. It's probably the only place you do reactions besides YouTube. But other than that, it's time to do the reaction thing here. I didn't watch it yet because of course I was gonna save for my own thing. And then I'll watch this stuff later. I'm gonna go 5-7 days ago or 8 days ago. This one's from Overwatch too. So this is Play Overwatch. So this came out, this came out half a week ago. I'm a little bit late to it, but it is what it is. I think there's like gameplay to it too, so I don't know if I'm gonna react to that one. I might. We'll see. If I do, it's gonna be a way longer video, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, Tough Call D-Men official hero trailer from Overwatch. I guess it's what their whole thing saying. I'm not gonna read too much because I don't want to spoil with it. So every hero needs a squad. Every squad needs a leader. Watch as D-Men and her Mika squad up against a Wrecking Ball and the Junkers on the newest hero trailer. Tough Call. Join her on the battlefield on our next tank hero. As our next tank hero with the season 4 starts on August 11th. Some more stuff there. Anyways. Yapping guys, here's all I was truly getting on. If you're wondering why I look a little bit shorter, I decided not to put my seat all the way up to the top because I did that. Like, I did 5 other videos. This is like my 7th or 6th video I've done already. So you can tell my voice is going way out right now. So I still got like 7 more other videos I'm going to do too, but I'll probably save it for next week. So without further ado, I got news articles I'm going to talk about too, but it's only like 3 of them too. It's 2 that has to do with trending stuff, and then the other 2, mainly a little bit of like gamer news shit. All right. Let's see what it looks like. Let's get in. See him. Next squad returns
all those people?
Captain, Twin Bridge is under attack. Civilians are at risk. Please advise.
Return to base immediately! If we lose this EMP, all of Busan will be in danger.
Get those second drongos on your tail and by vendetta time to lift a bomb from their base.
Squad, return to base! That's an order!
Honestly, it might be the first time I see like a trailer for Overwatch in 2D. I've never seen it in 2D before. It's always been in 3D every time.
D.Mon, where do you want us? D.Mon?
Mecha Squad, on base!
All yours!
Turn it up!
Time to take out the trash.
Oh shit. We're about to fight all of them at the same time? Oh shit. Fucking crazy.
Tutto sta prendendo forma. Because of your insubordination, the EMP meant to protect Busan from the Guish.
I remember seeing that shit, bro. That was the one I seen a few months ago. I think it was like February, March, April when I did a reaction to the other Overwatch chick. The one that has like, I think she was like Italian or Sicilian or something like that. I forgot her freaking name. I remember doing a reaction to that one not too long ago. 4 or 5 months ago, man. Damn. That one was super extra badass when she had this big giant looking freaking Final Fantasy Legend of Zelda sword, like some Buster sword thing. And she sliced the freaking shit out of this giant Leviathan robot thing that she wanted. Because I think she wanted to be like a mechanical robot engineer like her dad or something. They always end up having some real sad sob story how he become a superhero later on. And she was real badass too. Oh crap. So this one she's like, she wasn't one of the heroes now. Now she's like the evil villain chick now. That's crazy. They must have switched stories or something. Maybe she want to be with the Overwatch team or something. I don't know. Again, I didn't play any of these games. I just usually like watching the trailer stuff for it.
Is now in the hands of Talon.
And we will handle that. But for today, Busan is safe. Besides, whoever's inside that thing that attacked the bridge, they'll lead us back to the Junkers. And once they're handled, we're going after Talon.
Went after who? I never heard of that one time. And this shit's gonna be real extra crazy, huh? That is wild, huh? Alright, let's see if I find the other one, a gameplay trailer, because it was a gameplay trailer, so if I can't find it, I'll do thoughts, views, opinions in a second. If not, if I could find it, I'll see you in a quick sec. So hold on, real quick ass microsecond, hold up. Alright, so I did find this other trailer, but it's not the one that I originally thought was going to be like 10-15 minutes long gameplay trailer, but it just ended up being 2.5 minutes, so it's a lot more extra shorter than I thought it was going to be. This is the real actual version of the official trailer for Overwatch. Season number 4, the Heroes of Busan, like the girl was talking about in the trailer there, so I don't know how real super wacky or crazy it's going to be, because I said before, I'll say it again, I didn't really play that much of the whole series game when I came to the first original part 1 of Overwatch. Like, I ain't only played it for a couple months, maybe like a year and a half at the most. Maybe at the most 2 years, so like 2018, 2019, maybe a tiny bit in 2020, and after like 2019, 2020, I kind of just put the game down and never cared about it ever again. Because I was playing a whole bunch of other video games. I didn't have that much time just to do that video game. I had IR work and still had to do at the time, which I still did now. So of course the plan was scanning the Convid 119 happened 2020, 2022, and I had a shitload of time to play it at that time. So this one came out literally, well, by the time you guys see it, it's like 4, 5, 6 days ago. At the time of me doing this recording, it's like August 12th almost. So like it's already gonna be the 12th by the time I'm doing this. So you probably won't see this till Saturday, Sunday, or Monday next week. Not this Saturday, but it'll be Sunday, Monday. Without further ado, let's begin real quick. It's from August 10th, so 35,000 views. Spurs got more now, so I'm beating around the bush. Let's jump in this thing head first. See how this one's gonna be. I still got my story articles I wanted to talk about, so let's go. Let's see it.
Today is a new day, Busan. We defeated the enemy. From now on, the Mika squad will protect the city.
What was the other name before that? Demon. Oh god, don't fucking do that. It's doing this shit again. I thought it was gonna be not freaking messing around like that. Alright, hold up.
Bring it on. Execution is everything in a good speed run.
Hey, that's crazy. Alright, hold the fuck on. Give me a second. Alright, so if I was trying to see if maybe I lower down the resolution because it was at 1400p. So I guess I couldn't handle that, so I'm just gonna do it to 480p. So maybe I won't keep skipping around like that or buffering because it's weird. Because I know I paid for a freaking goddamn phone. I know I paid my internet bill thing not that long ago, like literally last week. So it shouldn't be giving me this problem. Right? Let's see if the rest doesn't buffer out like that. Let's go and check this and make sure.
This squad doesn't slow down, so give us your support.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's crazy. That's wild. I have it in Spanish too. I didn't know that. That's crazy. That's super exciting.
This armor joins the party.
Oh.
Let the conquest begin.
She might that one chick diva, the one that did the little thing with the pop thing. She did like that, but she didn't do her little tongue thing. She did the little freaking thing without the diva chick, the Japanese one from the first Overwatch. And then they showed that other one, the one I just finished talking about. I ended up finding out her name was Vendetta. That's what her name was. I didn't know she was featured way back in November last year. But it's weird. I thought it was January, February, March, or April earlier this year when I did a reaction to it. It felt like it was earlier this year, so late last year, November, man. Because when I looked for the pictures on her, I was like, oh, that's what that chick's name was. The one that was based on Italy or Sicily. It was Vendetta. That's what that girl's name was. That, unless she became one of the evil ones now, and she's not one of the heroes anymore. That's crazy, man. That's what they even showed her name right there. I was real bad. That's freaking crazy. Character up. I hope I don't get a fucking compliment for that on mine. Oh, it's supposed to be based on like Brazilian stuff from before. They probably had this in English too, I don't know. Because I'm reacting to the one that's from Brazil, Portuguese. That's why I don't know what any of that shit says. Man, I have to watch the English version on my own time now.
Fruit of efficient design.
Weird, because they're still speaking English though, not speaking Portuguese.
There is harmony in both light and darkness.
Oh, I remember that one, the one of the first Overwatch too. The Genji guy. I remember he was real super popular.
And remember, faggots, you can count on us.
Damn. Oh, that little Overwatch thing, like, there's that little spin ring on it. That's crazy as fuck, man. Damn. Fairly good so far. That's it. I guess it's over and out. That's really super crazy, man. Honestly. Anyways, yeah. So finalize real quick. Super lightning round, fast speed if I can. Overall thoughts, views, opinions, vibes, feelings, couple concerns, and of course, last but not exactly least, but almost least. I'm gonna just say all different types of emotional takes. Wild, weird, crazy, insane, all different types of wild insanity, hot takes, cold takes, etc., on that. Last but definitely not least, either out of pocket case or hopefully not no controversial takes. And of course, as always, like I normally say, either stuff from Unhinged thoughts, What else is there? Bullet points, world views, tipping point scales, tipping scale points, and last but not least, speculation, top of my head, top of my cranium, top of my brain here. Neurons going off. Real overall thoughts. As far as the animation one for the first one, that was really, really nice. Really, really beautiful Ganderous. Absolutely freaking like usual the fucking Zoomers, Gen Zers and Alpha probably says. I don't know if Gen Beta's ever gonna say it, but I know Gen Zer and Loud Gen Alpha ones. I was saying, absolute banger, absolute cinema. That's what they like to say. Absolute fire for the win. I know back in our days, those old school boomer fucking millennial fools that we were, they said like, it was either epic win or something else. That or totally ponage, totally owns. It's absolutely tight and badass. I guess that's what I used to say about them. But anyways, other than that bullshit mess, yeah, the animation was nice. I liked that one, man. They did a lot more extra amazing or badass, absolute to the point, amazing tipping scale point, amazing, wonderful, great Goku's freaking Kamehameha wave and great fucking Sasuke Uchiha's badass Chidori sound for Naruto back in the day. The Chidori freaking Rasengan shit he used to do. That was Naruto, never mind. But his type of badassness he used to do with the Fire Flames Ball. And what else? Great Goku Spirit Bomb shit. It's Cheesecake Factory's levels of amazing, wonderful epicness. Other than that, yeah, it was really, really awesome. The voice actor was really great. The overall environment was beautiful. The freaking, all the texturized colors, the graphics for that shit for the first freaking video I saw. Freaking spot on badass. The freaking voice actor was perfection to the T. It was absolutely fucking goddamn goated. It was off the chains, off the hinges. Amazingly, beautifully well done. Shout out to all the freaking people that were there. The animators and the artists and the voice actors that made all this shit possible to come to life. And I'm not like an avid hardcore person that plays Overwatch at all. I didn't even play the game at all, period. I just wanted to see how real good the trailer was going to look. I still have no freaking idea how in the fuck, because it's been around since 2017, so like 10 years almost. I think it's been around since the first Overwatch game came out. I don't know, it might take like a good, not 10 years, it might take 20, 25, or 30 years. By the time maybe Blizzard Activision is the ones that originally made the Overwatch series, may or may not make it into a live action movie series one day, or a live action TV series from, I don't know. As long as it's not for Netflix. Maybe it's like from, I don't know, Apple TV or Amazon Prime or what else? What's it called? Paramount Plus or something like that. Maybe it might be another studio thing or Apple TV or fucking what else? MGM Grand Plus TV or something like that. Maybe it's from another movie studio company that makes it into a TV series, or they just make it into a full 3 or 5 part big time movie series. I don't know how the hell this hasn't become like a movie series yet, or a TV series, streaming service series, or just even a full length anime series at least. I don't know how for the past 10 years Overwatch just hasn't become that, because I know for a fact, even though granted it still does super good as a video game series, you know, the second like Fortnite came around a year later in 2018, fortunately Overwatch kind of started slipping off a little bit then, unfortunately. And I think by the time like all these other like championship round sort of games started coming, thing kind of started slipping more and more to, I don't want to say obscurity, but slipped more and more into like the nicest way I could say, less popularity, I guess. By the time it was 2020 or 2021, even when 2022, when they said they were going to do part 2 of Overwatch, like, I don't think a lot of Gen Z or Gen Alpha kids really gave a fuck anymore about Overwatch at that point, because a lot of the newer games were starting to become even more of a thing than that one was. So I don't know if it's ever going to have that same peak of fame and fortune like it did in 2017-18 at the time. I don't know if Overwatch will ever have that same freaking relevancy or popularity like it did in the late 2010s, unfortunately. We'll never know. And as far as everything else goes, I like how they had that it's funny, that cute little hamster like mole rat thing. He was the villain the whole time in there. Like, I wouldn't expected that to happen, because it's like in this world, like kind of copy off the same world that they did like the old school Akira Toriyama shows for like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z and Yu Yu Hakusho series, and then like another series I'm trying to think besides that. The one that was an old Nintendo 64 and PS1 game, and Super Nintendo and Sega series, the Chrono Trigger series, where the freaking the animals were like pretty much anthropomorphic beings. They were able to talk and speak and like communicate in English language. I forget sometimes like the animals in this series for this Overwatch sort of universe franchise, they could kind of do the same thing. Because the only ones I remember like there were animals that were kind of like anthropomorphic people that had like human intellectual like communications with the humans in this world. I forgot what the dude's name was. I think it was like damn, I don't remember his name. I think he might have had a British accent. He was like that giant silverback gorilla. I don't remember his fucking name, but I mean, all you little hardcore Overwatch fanboys, fangirls, you probably know his name already. I don't remember his name, but he's supposed to be like a smart gorilla thing, whatever, and that he knows how to fight in war combat sort of thing, whatever, like in war and all his battles sort of like strategies. He's real smart at that. I don't know if they ever had another one. I know they had like a AI thing that was like a freaking one of the Overwatch characters too. She was like, she kind of looked like the Cortana thing from Halo a little bit, but different. And she was kind of like an AI robot, like sentient goddess machine that can never die or whatever. And I think they might have had another like one too. I think one was based off of like an elephant or a camel or something. And then there's another one, I think it was like an Indian camel or Indian, it might have been an Indian elephant, but it was kind of mixed with like a rhinoceros or hippo. And then it was like half android robot too. I think that's what it was. I don't remember what it was, but I remember in my head because I did look at a lot of safer work, and then I looked at a bunch of course, not safer work, Rule 34 hentai versions and that. Not just for those other three big ones that are out there, like the old school ones, like they have for Tracer or Diva or the Symmetria chick or the Egyptian chick, and not just for them, or even the other ones, like the big two, in my opinion, were like the best looking ones in Rule 34 and hentai, which was the Widowmaker chick and I can't believe I forgot her name, Mercy. Like besides those two, I mean you got to be real careful when you Google search and all that stuff. Even if you're not looking Rule 34, corn versions of themselves, like it can still pop out. There's real raunchy, actualized versions of themselves out there. It could be a thing, unfortunately. But other than that, that's as far as all this shit goes. Yeah, it was awesome. I had enjoyed myself, had a good time watching it. And as far as where the gameplay part goes, it kind of looks pretty much the same thing as the first one did. And it's the 4th season. That's Overwatch Season 2, Part 2 of the series sequels come out. I don't know, just gonna have to do way better in Marvel Rivals now, since that's like the #1 fucking game in the world that the little Gen Z or Gen Alpha kids are fucking playing, so. Oh man, so that means Blizzard and Activision gonna have to get their shit together and make a shitload of profit or money off of this like season. So fingers crossed that they end up doing really good, because I know the developers always got to do overtime, crunch time for a lot of these freaking online games. So almost everything nowadays is a fucking online game. So there's that, unfortunately. Oh yeah, last but not least, a lot of the weapons and stuff they use was kick ass. Like the little robot android machines, like they put a lot more. I feel like, in my opinion, they put a lot more harder work and emphasis on a lot of the robot android like mecha suits machines. They put a lot more time and freaking precision on those graphics for those characters, and more than they do for a lot of the human or android or furry anthro characters. I don't know. That's just kind of the way I see it. I feel like they give a lot more love to that side of the Overwatch fandom than they do for the other Overwatch male and female characters. Anyways, real quick, get to news article stuff, and I'll see you guys in quick seconds. Alright, so the first one out of the four, real quick ass, real lightning bolt fast, quick, insanely fast is how as much as I possibly humanly can. But I don't have too much because I only got 89% of my freaking phone battery left, so I gotta charge it the second I'm done with this video. This one, I haven't read anything from Gaming Bolt in probably 2, 3, 4, 5 years maximum. I don't know. 2 years at the least, 5 years at the most. I don't know. So this one, I got a credit due for this person from Ravi Sahan. So I got to credit this dude. If any of you guys didn't know me, if you haven't seen me in a long time, if you haven't even seen any of my old school channels from my really old school, even before my Critical Guy Rosation Man 09 channel, still known as the real old school one before YouTube took it down years later. After time was 2006 when I made it, and then 2008-09 I think it's when it got permanently deleted because I ended up violating a bunch of terms of service and shit on there because I used to play a lot of old school reality TV shows and music videos on there. And of course, that's what got it shut down after 3 strikes, unfortunately. Only 2 channels I ever lost. It was a really ancient one. You'll never find it on YouTube ever, but like, I don't know, maybe if you go back in a way back time machine or video internet archives, you might find it there. It's back when I was still called Silver Timberwolf, way back when. Back in 06, 07. That one in Kirby Fan 2005. Like, you go back to those super old channels, I think my Kirby 2005 channel's still around there, but I never got to remember my password, what it was, so even to this day, it's probably still floating around on YouTube, but I just never gonna be able to get it in there. And I still had like the old school Kirby Right Back At You logo on there, and it had Meta Knight, and then I had like I kind of customized it with old school Windows Paint. I had that one, and I had like 2 other characters from other franchises. I think it was either the Ryu dude from Street Fighter, and I think it would be a Pokemon, but I don't think it was. It should have been one though. I think it was either like a fucking, what's it called? I'm trying to remember the name of it. I think it was one of the Nickelodeon characters I grew up with, either Cat Dog or Rocko's Modern Life that was in there. And I think I remember this other 2 being in there. They were real big in 2006, 07, way back when. I think it was either a Danny Phantom character that was in there. That was really, really popular at that time. It was either that or some other American cartoon that was real big at the time. I think Code Lyoko character. Like all 5 or 6 of those freaking characters all mashed up into one of my profile avatars. Kirby being the main one, obviously, and Meta Knight. Other than that, yeah, I used to freaking love freaking posting shit on there for music videos and reality TV show shit, but unfortunately, one of them got shut down. The other one's still out there, which is crazy. But anyways, gotta credit this dude, like I said before, I say it again, Robbie Sahan. You guys knew that I was like an old school original Star Wars fan of the old school series. I was around before I was alive, the ones from 1978 to 1985, 87. And of course, the prequel later on they did in 1998 to 2004, 05. That one had the old school Hayden Christensen dude, and then the one that played Obi-Wan Kenobi. I forgot what his name was, but I know he's like a Scottish Irish UK dude or whatever. And then like of course Liam Neeson was in there too. And the old school version, like freaking younger Samuel Jackson was in there too. He was probably like 50 or 60 at that time. And the other dude that would end up being Lord of the Rings later on, I forgot his name. I think his name was Christopher Douglas or something. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, Star Wars Galactic. I was a hardcore badass Star Wars fan. I used to love watching everything Star Wars related at that time. Because I know there's that old school thing from the 1970s, 80s, 90s, 2000s where a lot of Star Trek fans would go kind of hog wild and used to like have a lot of beef with the other full fans that were Star Wars fans at that time. Because I was always an old school Jedi Star Wars fan, way more than I was as a Star Trek fan. For me, it's just, I try to get into shit into Star Trek. I said this story before, but I'll say it again for any noobs out there. The reason I never got big into Star Trek is just, I tried to watch a few episodes of it, just a lot of the concepts when I was a 90s kid, early 2000s kid, teenager at the time, was never really like did nothing for me and just never fascinated me. It was like a lot of that stuff was just a bunch of boring ass jargon and talking most of the time. They rarely ever ended with an epic quest or epic ass adventures. They never really did that much fighting or, kicking ass and taking names. They never really like, beat the crap out of freaking monsters or aliens or any of that shit. They just did a lot more like poetic talking, a lot more. And it was like, it felt, in my opinion, it's just fucking bland as shit, man. I just never got into it. Even some of the Star Trek video games, I wanted to try to force myself to like. I just could never get attached to it like how I did with Star Wars. Of course, until 2013, 14 years later when Disney ended up buying it. And the whole woke shit started happening in 2017, 18. And it just got way fucking worse. Because I didn't really see any of the woke bullshit that was going on. The only thing that was in 2013, 14 that started getting woke was the whole Gamergate bullshit that was happening at the time. And then later on, it got worse with the whole Me Too movement, and then the whole fucking virtue signaling, all that other fucking crap. The second, the first year, the full Trump became president of the United States. And the first time he was there, before, of course, years later, he ended up being there a second time. After the other Bejito, Joe Biden or whatever, he got president at the time. It was crazy as hell, man. all hell broke loose big time. The second I fully became president big time. Like, a lot of stuff that I started liking, the video games and anime shit, that started getting affected. It started pissing me the fuck off. And I did a couple of years of doing the whole culture war stuff. Once in 2022, 2023 came around, I said I stopped giving a fuck about that because it just had a lot of shit to do with politics. I didn't even know I was getting into politics when I was getting angry about that shit at the time. It pissed me off, but it was what it was. I still talking about extremely rarely once in a while. I might get into that culture war stuff, but not as much. Way less compared to what I was doing in 2017, 2022, or 2023. So yes, it says, this one here. Star Wars Galactic Racer trailer breakdown and strengths and weaknesses of the landscape. When it trades speeds, or while it trades speeds and handling durability drift, Shade's first vehicle lets a ramjet that serves as a boost and weapon. So I didn't get to see the freaking trailer for it yet. Maybe I might do a reaction on it. We'll see. I just hope it's not crappy, virtue woke any of that mess or any fucking political agenda mess in there. Because if it is, you fuck right off. But if it's not and it actually sticks to gameplay, sticks to strictly being the fantasy universe of Star Wars and doesn't go off course of that, then I might be interested. I don't know. So Star Wars Zero Company, this tongue twister there, fills out XCOM cravings when it hits later on this month. Oh, so okay. So it's coming out in late August. All right. What about the interplanetary need for speed? Fuse game Star Wars Galactic Racer takes on a checkered flag and promises a worthy successor to Episode 1 Racer, but there's more to the race than just the pods, as revealed by Hebe, Shade's mechanic. In a new series, she outlines different vehicle types, starting with the land speeder, a favorite of the Luke Skywalkers. It's not the fastest or best-selling machine on the circuit, but it drifts is unmatched. Maintaining speed while rounding corners, durability is also pretty high, though too much damage means completing an active reload-like mechanic for repairs. If you really need a burst of quickness, the ramjet will be your best friend with excellence attacking opponents. Heavily usage can cause its own to overheat and potentially explode, but when below zero environments affects steering, it might be for the perfect equalizer. I guess that's the trailer there. I'll do a little bit more. You guys can read that part, but I'm really hoping, praying, fingers fucking crossed. I really hope and pray to God this shit ends up being a really good ass game. It ends up being on all three platforms. It ends up being for the PS5, PS5 Pro, and of course, Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Switch 2, and the freaking, Xbox Series X and S, and the PC. Of course, it's always going on PC no matter what, or Steam. I'm hoping it's a quick ass freaking game. It ends up being even better than the other shit that's based in reality a little bit more, which is, of course, the Gran Turismo series, or the freaking one that Microsoft Xbox always has, like the one they call Sunset Overdrive. It's not that. It was the other series, Horizon Zero Dawn. Something Horizons, whatever it was. The one they're always racing cars and all that shit. If it ends up being really good like that, or if it ends up being real badass like freaking any other racer games out there, like the Formula 1 racing thing, they had that as a racer game. It ends up being good like any of those franchises of racing simulator games like that. Or even more wackier and sillier, it might be like Mario Party or Sonic World Racing or something like that. It might be like that. Then I'll definitely want to check that out when I play it on the Switch or Switch 2, who knows. And then these ones just end up being meme things. It's funny because I don't remember seeing this on the Super Bowl ad when I was like 22 at the time, back in 2011. It's crazy, it's the same year when I made this channel from way back then. I was still called Nintendo Free 2011 at the time. This one comes from Alexander Cole from Hot New Hip Hop. Got a credit to her or him, whoever it is. Yeah. Eminem's becomes a viral meme thanks to 2011 Brits Super Bowl ad. So this came out a week ago, so it's going to read a little bit of that. I guess this is the meme that was getting real big again on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, wherever it was. I gotta give credit to this other dude, Lesson in the Memes. I heard from him like the other day. It says Eminem has a storied career in the music world. Some would even say it as greatest rapper of all time. While this might be a stretch for some, for others, it is absolute reality. I'm just going to read a little bit here and there. He's going to get to the part where he starts saying this right there. There's a 2-second section in the ad where Eminem takes a swig of iced tea and says, "Damn, that's pretty good." The quote, that's what I guess became meme virality there. The clip is now being remixed throughout social media, with many using this as a reaction video. And that's the video there. You guys can watch it yourself. Video was pretty funny. There's even been some unique remixes. For instance, in a classic case of misdirection, some have replaced it when good with this one. Good with Joe Budden saying ass. I remember that fool back in the day. You never know what's going to go viral on social media these days, and yet there's another example of that. However, the specific clip of Eminem that is perfect conditions virality. It's loud, quippy, and features a pop culture figurine for most people can recognize. Eminem has not commented on his newfound virality, and he doubt that he ever will. Either way, it's always fun to see a legend getting his meme treatment. The meme treatment. But this shit was really funny as heck, man. Like, this fool, my God, like, I already talked about it on my channel before, even my backup channels at the time. Like, this fool, Mr. Marshall Mathers, I'm some shady himself. My God, he was like literally one of the first when I was like 9-10 years old, 90s, early 2000s, good. This fool was everywhere on the radio, man. I used to go to my cousin's house. Luckily, a lot of their parents weren't Christian evangelical, so I wasn't allowed to listen to wild worldly music when I was growing up in my Christian household, my parents at the time. The only things I could listen to at the time was like some trance and old school classic jazz music and fucking techno and all that stuff. And that was also other stuff I had to listen to, like Puerto Rican, like, or Mexican, like gospel music and shit all the fucking time, which annoyed the living fucking hell out of me. But fortunately at that time I didn't have a choice. That was their house, that was their rules. I had to fucking obey it. It was a fucking bitch to do, but I ain't got on to listen to that bullshit anymore. Thank Jesus. Free from that fucker since I was 2008, thank God. But other than that, my lord, this fool needs no introduction, man. Of course, until 2009 when I woke up to all the stuff about those Rockefeller Rothschilds, New World Order, Illuminati, Masons, and all that stuff, and I found out he was a part of those satanic groups and he sold out to the devil and all that, which absolutely fucking soul crushed the hell out of me when I found out that's the reason why he became so famous and popular and had so much freaking clout and so much popularity and virality, and the man was on top of the world for so many fucking years. And like, of course the shit soul crushed me because I wanted to be a rapper or a hip-hop artist or R&B artist or any of that. Fucking hell no. And the thing is, if I would ever become rich, millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, if that would ever happen in this lifetime, which I doubt it's ever going to happen, but if it did happen, I would want that to be as secretive and discreet and completely as quiet as possible. I wouldn't want millions and millions and millions and billions of other people knowing that I'm rich and I'm famous and I did a lot of movies, I did a lot of music and all that stuff. Now, I would not want any of that fucking attention at all. Fuck that. I cannot deal with the stress and anxiety. That shit would have me paranoid every day for the rest of my life, because somebody, eventually when you do become rich and famous, you're going to end up having somebody that's going to want to take you out. They're going to want to take your life away. Want to take you out and put you 6 feet deep and end your life. I can't say the real word because I know how YouTube is already, but it is what it is, honestly. And that dude Marshall Mathers has been really, really big in a lot of stuff, man. And it sucks because even a couple of years after I finally sold to the devil and all that other shit like that, at the time I was like 30 or 31, I didn't give a fuck that much anymore because a lot of this stuff was just stress me out loud, because really nothing we can do about it. We're just going to have to deal with it. Even the hardcore Christian evangelicals that are wide awake about all that evil secret society shit, just really nothing we can do. One thing we can do is just pray and hope that Jesus, God, will make it happen, and that's up. And try to wake up others to knowing that you live in a scary, fucked up Lucifer devil kingdom that you don't know about. And it's up to them to make their decision whether they want to serve God, Jesus, Holy Spirit for the rest of life, or they want to go to hell. I don't know. And this other one, I heard it once again, lesson in the memes from this dude. Mr. Beast's viral TikTok. Wow, this comes from the publisher press. And crush of this person. I don't know who it was. I guess Hannah Doyle and Sid Cohen. So I guess this thing went really, really viral like 2 years ago. And it's funny because everyone was saying this was like AI generated, but then they found out later on this fool, the man, the myth, the legend himself, pretty much Gen Z or Gen Alpha's version of what Markiplier, PewDiePie, and Jacksepticeye, and MatPat the Game Theorist was, and a bunch of other YouTubers like I just seen all of them back in the day. Like, that's what Mr. Beast is for Gen Z or Gen Alpha. Mr. Beast, or better known as his real name, Jimmy Donaldson. Obviously, this a real big old school, not old school YouTuber. He's been around for a while. So I didn't know about him until like 2019 or 2020 later, but he actually did his own dance routine himself. He didn't even do like actual AI shit. He learned the entire fucking moveset to do it his own fucking self. Like, holy shit, man. This guy still has a shit ton of relevance, even though he's been he might have been a bunch of shitload of scandals and a lot of people trying to cancel him, a shitload of people saying he's not really a nice guy, he's a jerk off, he's an asshole, he's a piece of garbage, he's a shitbag jerk piece of shit motherfucker, doesn't give a fuck about nobody but himself, and he's real nasty and disgusting. IRL to his fans, allegedly. I don't know if that's true or not. It is what it is though, because the dude has probably billions and billions of dollars. He's probably almost richer than fucking fools like the Bezos fool or Elon Musk or Richard Branson or any of those other billionaires out there. But from what I heard, this is actually a meme that happened 2 years ago, like 2024, and I didn't even know that was a meme in 2024 at all. So it must have been only on TikTok I got big on. But I'm just gonna read this one real quick. Publisher press got to credit these ones: Sid Doyle or Hannah Doyle and Sid Cohen's. So it says, over the weekend, Kai Cenat, I Shall Speed embarked an ultimate Sisyphean. Hopefully you say that. Sisyphean? Sisyphean. I don't know if you say that. I don't know. Beating all 4 major Minecraft bosses on hard mode. Each time they unalive themselves in the game, they lose all their progress, start over with a comeback. Over 500,000 concurrent viewers, 83 million plus total views, and 33 in-game unalives. Over the course of 3 days, we don't see the marathon ending anytime soon. Oh, this is the other one there. It says, has your TikTok for you page been taken over by Sir Mr. Beast dancing to a Russian song about him eating rice? I didn't hear that part. You're not alone. With over 250 million views, 10 reposts, and 32 million likes. Damn. It's now the most reposted video on TikTok history. The meme explained. Earlier this summer, AI videos of Mr. Beast dancing family saw in 2024 and viral on TikTok. Gained millions of likes. Even companies like Duolingo hopped up to the trend, translating the song to advertise its language learning app. Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast, tapped on a team of contractors and staff to bring the trend to life with no AI. It's crazy. They really did it with no AI. That's insane, honestly. Crazy shit. I know what any of these fools are. No comfort shock. I never heard of any of these guys. And as far as that goes, that shit's crazy. To have him actually memorize all those steps that he was doing and like not have AI generated shit, which of course he could have used AI if he wanted to. Like, they probably wouldn't know the difference, even though there is that uncanny valley. But say before I say it again, by the time we get to like 2030 and 2040, I think AI by that point it's gonna be way less unrecognizable compared to. It's still like in its infant toddler stage right now. It comes to using AI shit, but even a few more extra years or 1 or 2 more decades, that shit's probably gonna, not only is it gonna take over a lot of people's jobs and have a lot of people homeless on the streets, it's probably gonna not just take over humanity, it might end up not letting humanity live anymore, which is gonna be scary as fuck, because it's gonna be some cybernetic WW3 with humans versus machines. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Oh, and then this one, I actually heard it from another VTuber thing. I forgot what her name was. I think her name's Shizuna or something. I don't know. This actually happened a while ago, though. It's from last month. So, the anime series I was watching a little while ago for what's called Cyberpunk Edge Runners, the second season. I remember finishing it last year, or earlier this year. I think I finished. I don't know when it was, but it's really, really beautiful. It made me tight. My ass was crying the last 2 final episodes on that one, man. So maybe they do a season 3 for Netflix. I'd be surprised. It looks like it was going to be the end of the end right there for the main character. I'm not going to get no spoilers, but it was damn fucking good. It hit me and it feels really good. But this comes from Games Go 10. Gotta give credit to Games Go 10, I guess. Yeah, I guess. The team for that place. I don't know if this is an AI freaking fake or real freaking news article. Hopefully it is. Because a lot of people watched it, right? I think it was like in May or June when it happened, but I didn't know about it until literally 2 days ago, so I'm way late to this news. It says, Withering Waves crossover with Cyberpunk Edge Runner guy. You know, I don't really care too much about gacha games. Hence, if you see my reaction from last week, the whole Aang versus Traveler fool from Genshin Impact, you know I wanted Aang to win, but unfortunately, spoilers, the other fool won instead. The Aether main character, the MC, or aka the Mr. Traveler guy, he ended up winning, so of course I was pissed the fuck off about that, obviously. But I wasn't surprised. Of course they were going to make him overpowered. So this probably means Tencent and Epic Games probably made a deal with the Death Battle guys or whatever. So they'd have him win, so they probably get a lot more perks and merchandise. They do a deal with them instead of doing perks with Paramount. Because I guess they didn't want no advertisement with them. I don't know. So it's going to read a little bit of this. It's really long. I think it's pretty long. Yeah, it's a very, very long, lengthy ass freaking article. So I'm going to read a little bit of it. This is in June 2026. Withering Waves was launched. It was the biggest crossover since teaming up with Cyberpunk. Edge Runners are revealing collaborations like characters like Lucy and Rebecca. One is a post-apocalyptic fantasy world. The other is a most neon cyberpunk city world. And these two completely different worlds are finally colliding. This article covers and collabs, release dates, playable characters, story setups, whether the banners are worth pulling or not. Will help you plan your resources to better improve an overall gameplay experience. You already plan to pull the full Rebecca's. It's worth preparing your A-Strike or at-strike, however you say that in advance. And top up to the Withering Waves games go, say percent instant, 10% what? Instantly. Okay, there's a lot out there. Okay. Yeah. There's all like the other stuff. I forgot that dude's name in the first season was David Martinez. That's funny. It was a Latino dude, I forgot. Because, you know, Netflix has to be fucking overly progressive. But it is what it is. I don't know, maybe if I would have been white, I wouldn't have given a fuck about it. But since I was born Spanish, Latino, Mexican, Puerto Rican, I would have given more of a shit about it. I don't know. It is what it is. That's all the limitation stuff there. The stuff you want to get for your freaking NPC characters. You can make them way more extra powerful instead of less powerful. I don't know. Oh yeah, so this was last month. This shit must have really popped off when this was a big thing at the time. I will say, like I said before earlier with the Overwatch thing, you gotta be careful with stuff you see, whether it's safe for work or not safe for work. The girls like those other 3 chicks, Lucy and Rebecca, and then the other one, I forgot in the first season, she was like that really, really crazy, like, I don't know if it was a cigarette smoking thing she was smoking on, or she was smoking on hookahs or vapes all the time, but she was really addicted. She had like 6-8 different like spider web looking arm things. She was a real crazy psycho one too, man. But those 3 had a bunch of crazy not safe for work fan art for them, man. I swear, like every time there's a super pretty anime girl, those Rule 34, Rule 63 artists, they're jumping on top of that thing like white on rice, man. Like flies on shit, like absolute freaking piranhas to a freaking chicken bone. They're just gonna freaking zap at it immediately and draw a shitload of filth and shitload of corn for immediate. Like the first 5-10 minutes that goes viral, they jump on top of that thing really fucking faster than light type of freaking desperation, out of tool desperation, without a second thought in their mind, just jumping onto it, and then boom, there it is. The corn not safe for work art version that's it freaking came into existence. Especially if it ends up being a movie. It's a super, especially if it's a super, ultra, super sexy, hot, sexualized, super beautiful, hot looking girl chick already, like from the Sonic series, the Rouge the Bat chick, or the old school Roger Rabbit thing, Jessica Rabbit, or somebody that's already super pretty, beautiful, sexy already, like, or in a freaking fighting video game, or in a movie series, or a TV show series. That's usually the main slut, whore looking, super hot, slutty, horse looking girl. Like, there's going to be even way more extra Rule 63, 34. Lots of Gerald Bohr, Fur Bohr, shit of that thing. Like, there's going to be a lot of it leaking out like freaking lava. Like an exploding lava volcano. That's how fast that fucker's going to be sweltering freaking hot. It's going to be blasting all over the damn internet. Anyways, that's all I can say for the out here. Like, subscribe about down below, cartoon outside. And that's it. That wraps up the video. I'm done. I'm out here. As always, my people stay in the grind, stay easy, stay safe, stay healthy, be easy with yourself, peace, on sauerkraut, lazy goodbye to you, epic, wonderful, absolute goated, amazing, wonderful, kick-ass, awesome audience people on the flip side, stay gone, and stay awesome, stay safe, and don't take anything big pharma, big CEOs, big government, big tech boys. Don't take anything in your arms or any of the zap scenes, the axganations, if you will. Don't take any of those needles in your arm at all. All right. Take care. Stay tuned. More future videos come out. Stay tuned. More future videos get released. When more future projects get posted. Peace out. Deuce goodbye. See you extra beautiful, amazing people. Whenever I see you, deuce goodbye. I'm gone out. Peace out. Latest. I'm gone. Talk to you guys soon. Goodbye. I'm out. Have a good day. Have a good night. Wherever you're in the universe. I'll talk to you guys in the next future video. All right. Take it easy. We're out for real now. Bye, everyone. See you next time. Later.